Well, hello, welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and well, welcome to the Jesus Enrique Rosas show, episode 17. We have a lot to talk about today. And yes, if you're not aware yet, if this is your first live stream in a while, this is no longer the body language guy show, but today we have a bit of body language with Kamala and Jill. But before we get started, I want to thank you for keeping the comments respectful. You can say whatever you want in the comments. Usually YouTube has this kind of restrictions, but it's still the forum is open for you. I'm keeping an eye on your comments right here in this screen. But let's get started. Yesterday we had a great show that was like 2 hours long. I don't know how long it's gonna be today. Today, by the way, I have to announce that today, for so many of you who were worried about what happened to the Royal Rogue, today the Royal Rogue is making a comeback. And I don't know if I'm going to record videos apart from this show, or maybe at the end of today's topics of the Jesus Enrique Rosas show, I will record the Royal Rogue topics. Maybe I will do that. I haven't decided it yet. Depends on how much time do we have. I'm still the master here. Maybe I could record those topics for you, and we have it. Live is always better. Live is always better, and we're gonna start this show with a riddle, with a puzzle. Who is this guy? I already tweeted about him. I want to ask you, who do you think is this guy, this mystery person we have here? It was amazing that we were talking about him. We have been talking about him a lot these days, especially yesterday. If you can guess who he is, you win a prize. I don't know what prize you could earn. Or Tom Homan, yeah, CW, oh my God, CW, you are always on the spot. CW, you're always there, you know. Oh, a snail, how do you do that? Yeah, Chuck Norris, yeah, he absolutely looks like Chuck Norris. And today, to my members of any of my membership sites, members on YouTube, members on Locals, members on X, or even members on Patreon, I still have members on Patreon, I will be uploading dedicated special videos starting today as well. So a lot of, yeah, he looks like Clint Eastwood as well. But no, he is Tom Homan, a young Tom Homan, sorry. I always messing up with his last name. Serving as a border patrol agent. And now he's in charge of all things border security and deportation. Absolute stud. Yeah, those were the days. Still, he looked like he could get the job done. And just in, by the way, now that Tom Homan has been announced that he's gonna be in charge of everything, the southern border and the deportations, just in, reports are surfacing that migrants are fleeing New York City hotels via buses to Canada. Maybe this is true. We don't have confirmation yet, but yeah, we know that self-exile self-deportation is a thing. The self-deportation is the right word here. They know what's coming with Tom Homan, so maybe this is a thing. Maybe this is happening, but I would not be surprised. So the other, let's switch topics really quick, really fast, and I couldn't help but point this out, shared by Brittany Martinez on X. Benny Blanco for People magazine, sexist man alive issue. This contest is a joke. Well, I don't know if he was named the sexist man alive, but he really looks like a nouveau riche Bob Dylan. I don't know. I don't think that he is the actual sexist man alive. I hope not. Again, you know, in this channel, I respect women. I do not talk about women's appearances at all. But for me, men are fair game. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Well, this is I don't know. This is a sign of the times. How could this is a man child This is a man-child. I don't know. First time I hear about him, Benny Blanco, but well, good for him, I guess. Good for him. When it comes to some kind of success, and strange things are happening, like people denying that Oprah received those payments from Kamala Harris' campaign. You know that $1 million because Oprah did not work for free. Maybe Oprah, as a person, did not earn any money, but he could have donated the $1 million that Harpo Productions required, for the production of the town hall. Maybe she could have donated that. Maybe she could have said, "Oh, you know what? That tab is on me. That bill is on me." But no, she had to. Kamala's campaign had to pay Harpo Productions $1 million. So effectively, yes, they had to pay for Oprah's endorsement. Thanks to Insurrection Barbie, who compiled this nice list. 10 million to Beyonce, 10 million to speak for 4 minutes. I think that anybody would like that kind of money. 10 million, that is $2.5 million per minute. Per minute. So think about that. That is $5 million to Megan Thee Stallion, and we're gonna see what Megan Thee Stallion did with those $5 million. Yeah, I'm gonna torture you with that. $2.3 million to Lizzo. I understand that Lizzo did not perform. It was like Beyonce. I'm going to go up there. Maybe I'm going to share something on Instagram. I'm going to say a couple words, and that's it. $2.3 million. That was nice. $1.8 million to Eminem, so that was bought and paid for as well. I really thought that Eminem genuinely had endorsed Kamala, but again, this is a conflict of interest. Is this an endorsement or is this a paid advertisement? This is something that you should disclose, and they're getting into legal troubles. Losing the Oval and both chambers of Congress to Donald Trump is priceless. You can't buy yourself into the White House, and thank God for that. That is how liberty and freedom and actual democracy works. Lies. Why are major celebrities like Oprah denying they were paid by Kamala Harris? Because that would mean that their political stance was effectively paid for. And you know what? You know what is the saddest thing? I can imagine that from 100 celebrities who endorse Kamala Harris, maybe, let's say 5 or 10 of them were genuinely endorsing Kamala. Maybe they are Democrats. Maybe they generally endorse all the madness of trans stuff and men's and women's sports and all that. Maybe they endorse that. Maybe they are into that. But now their credibility is called into question because all of these celebrities that were exposed receiving payments. Why lie about something that can be confirmed so easily? Because they think they can get away with it. Because they still pretend that the Hollywood Reporter or E! Online or all this People Magazine are not going to report on this. But X is the actual news right now. X is the news right now. They cannot hide from citizen journalism. And yes, the Harris campaign paid Megan Thee Stallion $5 million to perform at her rally, and she did this. Can you imagine being one of the people who donated money to Kamala Harris campaign? Maybe you donated your hard-earned money. Maybe you donated 20 or 50 or $100, or maybe you donated $500 or maybe $1,000. And you see this, and this costs $5 million. Can you imagine being there and realizing, no, this ain't it. This is not what I stand for. Can you imagine? I don't know. It's like, I'm not even gonna play. I cannot play this music either way. But can't you imagine people watching this and now realizing after the fact that they donated money and they spent the money on this, how are you going to trust the Democrats ever again after you know what they did to Biden, after you know how they tried to push Kamala with $1 billion, after you see how they obliterated $1 billion in this, after you see all the hoaxes and lies that they tried to push about Donald Trump, so many things that happened with that campaign ever since Biden was stepped down. He was a step down. He did not step down. He was a step down. It's like the credibility of the Democrat Party was destroyed. It's their fault. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm quite happy, but just because all the insane stuff they stand for. But they made this true. They brought this upon themselves. In fact, every celebrity, including Oprah or left-wing podcaster who took money from the Kamala Harris campaign and did not disclose they were a paid political advertisement, broke federal law. Get a lawyer now. The law applies to both parties, and Trump Department of Justice must investigate. This is a thing. This is like when YouTubers have this endorsement. You need to push a click to press a button that discloses this video includes a paid endorsement. It's not the same like when I push my body language book because there's no conflict of interest here. I am the host. This is my book. Everything is here, and everything stays here in the family. So I'm not endorsing someone else's book or someone else's product. This is quite different, and I have that advantage. And yes, you can get my book with the link in the description. But this, well, they're about to find out. And when you think about it, $1 billion, the woman who raised $1 billion in funding, but ended up at least $20 million in debt, was just promising that she had the ability to fix the economy. Isn't that ironic? And yes, isn't that ironic? And by the way, I told you that Alanis Morissette, this is ironic. This is ironic. She did not endorse Kamala Harris because the check did not clear. I mean, it's like real life. Real life is such a beautiful thing. And speaking of insane takes, this is a guy called Rick Taylor. My aunt called asking about Thanksgiving plans. During the conversation, she mentioned she voted for Trump. I told her my home is not open to traitors, and I would not go to theirs. I have no space in my life for those who could care less about the United States. She's upset. F around and find out. Oh my God, you are a sad little vermin, Rick Taylor, whoever you are. I don't know. I think that he's a senator or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't care. This is the pettiest thing. How are these people real? And he has a great check mark. He's the real deal, a real person. How are these people real in terms of how they treat their family like this over politics? I mean, I can understand. I have family and friends who are really upset, who despise Trump with all their guts. And I know them, and I know that what they are is misinformed. I can understand that. Okay, let's wait a couple of weeks. Let's try to talking to them. Hey, maybe have you realized this about the Democrats? Have you realized this about Kamala Harris? Have you realized in retrospect to what was going on? Maybe you can change people's minds that way. Some of them can be saved, some of them can't. And people like Rick Taylor just forget about it. Forget about that. This is just absurd. Some takes of these celebrities, and now we're talking about celebrities. Some takes of these celebrities are, a bit strange. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I would not deny that I love many of his movies. The guy is a great actor. But this is the stuff, the takes that they have. I don't know if this was a paid for remark, since my guess is that it happened after the elections, because he's talking about why Trump won, obviously. And this is his theory about this is why I work on Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, Samantha, that helps. That helps avoid those situations. This is Joseph Gordon-Levitt's take on why Donald Trump won the presidential race. Let's go.
If you look at who's won the presidency ever since...
Wait a second. I have a... okay, I should be working right now.
If you look at who's won the presidency ever since really the advent of television, it's always the candidate who's better on camera, including this time.
It's always the candidate who looks better on camera. You know that there's that theory that the first ever televised debate was Nixon and Kennedy. People who heard the debate listened to the debate through the radio, they thought that Nixon was the winner of the debate. Those who watched the debate on TV, they thought that Kennedy was the one who had won the debate. Because actually, Kennedy looked better on camera. He was tan, he was more confident, his body language was more powerful. So that helped a lot. And not gonna lie, if I am the body language guy as well, I'm going to tell you that yes, body language has a lot to do with that. How you project yourself, and you know how Kamala reacted in so many instances. And she not only did not know what to say, but was so insecure, had this just pre-planned, memorized words that did not hit. And she was also really nervous sometimes and really just zoned out. That was very bad. So maybe it's not the fact that Donald Trump looked better on camera. It's not a matter of looking better on camera, but actually knowing what you are talking about, knowing your stuff. When you know your stuff, it's very easy to look good on camera because you don't hesitate, you don't stumble. Your body language just follow naturally where you're saying, because it's just easy, it just flows. Okay, you just dominate the topic. In Kamala, it did not happen.
I think actually 2020 was a bit of an anomaly because Trump was so bad for his 4 years as president that the people voted him out. But generally, he's stronger on camera.
No, 2020 was not an anomaly, or maybe it was an anomaly in the sense that 15 million people voted Democrat. 15 million more people voted for Democrat. You know that the difference that nobody knows where those 15 million people came out from and where did they go in these past elections. Nobody knows. Strange.
And I think that's a lot of why he won. And maybe we all as a country need to figure out how to not just vote for who's better on camera, not just vote for who's kind of looks the part of a leader.
Yeah, that is a snide comment. It's like Trump is not a good leader. He just looks like one. But that is a bit complicated, right? It's like, how can you tell? You have to be sure that Trump is a bad leader, but he looks like a good one. But how do you know that someone is a bad leader? It's that you would have to come up with the actual numbers. What did he do throughout his first term, and what did Biden and Harris did through theirs? So that's something that we should be talking about as well.
But try to really dig into the substance of what they say and what they do.
Oh yes, what they say, what they do. And you know that Trump does the weave. I do the weave as well a bit. And this, well, you know, I told you. Today, this Tuesday, we still have 1 week for more meltdowns from the left. And I don't know if I will keep my promise of just 1 more week of these meltdowns, because every day you see something different. So it's like it sinks it dawns on them the reality that Trump became president and, well, their life is ruined. And this, a South Carolina liberal teacher and her partner have decided to not have children following Trump's victory. What? How are these, again, how are these people, how and she's a teacher. It is supposed that you're teaching children, not only, well, teaching whatever you teach them, but also to have, principles and maybe agency, or maybe, well, that's something that children should learn at home.
Last night, the conversation my fiance and I had before we went to bed was, if this happens, we won't be having kids.
We won't be having kids.
4 years.
At least in the next 4 years. It's like that doesn't make sense. It's like if you have kids right now during the Trump presidency, they will be like sucked into some kind of vacuum and taken away from you for coal mining camps or something like that. It's like it's North Korea stuff. I don't know.
We definitely can't have them in the state we live in now.
In the state, I mean that geographically, the state.
Already a high risk, and if we wait 4 years, I'll be pushing 36, which makes me high risk and a geriatric pregnancy, which means it's probably never going to happen for me.
No, well, it's like still women are having children after 40. It's not ideal. But if I would not advise you, if you want children and you don't have children yet, and you're 32, you might as well have one or two in this 4 years. Maybe she looks like she really wants children, and that is nice. That is nice. If you want to have children, good for you. If you don't want to have children, good for you as well. But if you want to go for it, like waiting 4 years for what? I'm going to wait until Trump is no longer the president. What is that? What is that? I mean, I can understand your decision to have or not to have a family. That is your decision to make. But how is your train of thought that Trump is somehow going to make it better or worse?
Not here in the U.S. Definitely not here in Charleston, South Carolina. We could move back to our home state of Maine. They're a protected state, or to Vermont, somewhere in New England. But even then, who's to say what's going to happen? And then waking up to texts between myself and my female friends and my LGBTQ plus friends, and not knowing what the world's going to look like for them either. And then coming to school this morning and realizing someone might want to put a gun in my hand to protect these kids.
What? I have so many questions, but I don't want to hear the answers. So many questions, I don't want to hear the answers. No.
That's all we did at our last teacher in service day, was prepare for gun lockdowns. I teach 2 and 3 year olds, and that's the world they're growing up into. So I hope you voted, and I hope you know what you did when you voted.
Yes, we absolutely know. She's creating her own dungeon, says Maggie P. Maggie, you nailed it. Your comment is on point. Is that they create their own jail. Is this mine jail? I need to be a victim of some kind. I need to feel that I'm oppressed, even if I live in the United States of America, the freest country in the world. What is this? What is this? And, well, secrets from the house on the bluff. Seriously, so much drama. Does she think anyone cares if she has kids or not? No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's like that scene from Jurassic Park. Hey, this girl wants to have kids. This girl wants to have kids. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. And how come a Latino who was born in Venezuela in the 70s has gone all this 40 years and more up to this point in time to know about this. And the only reason I know about this and you're finding out about this is because she published that on TikTok. She wanted to make sure that everybody found out about her struggle. I mean, sometimes I have a hard time trying to define if this is narcissism or a victimization. And I remember that there's a combination of both, a vulnerable narcissist in which they have, oh my God, they have to attract the attention. And they want to make sure that everybody finds out about their vulnerability, that they feel so attacked. They feel so weak. They try to be relevant. You're right, CW. Creating their own problems. They are effectively becoming the childless cat ladies on their own. Oh, Dark Empress Tarot. We should have a special live streams. Live streams should be for that. Live streams should be reserved for that. What else do we have here? Oh my God. People are now casting spells to keep Trump from getting into the White House. Is this a sign to pull my Ouija board out of storage? Yeah, people are actually doing this. Like, let's do some kind of a voodoo stuff with a string, Trump doll, a glass of boiling water, and put Trump in the boiling with jalapeno water, and what the F? And what does this do? Supposedly, I don't know. I have no idea. But he looks like he knows what he is doing. It is my best guess. But the insanity, we were talking about Facebook. Some of you already know that I left Facebook for good. I am not in Facebook in any shape or form, but this was interesting. I stumbled upon this when doing some research about AOC, which we are going to be talking about her today. Facebook banned me for calling someone cupcake. Cupcake. This was the comment. If you say so, cupcake. If you say so, cupcake. I remember from all Twitter that tweet from Zubi, in which Zubi only replied 2 words, "Okay, dude," and he was suspended, like for 3 days or so. Okay, dude. He also wrote a song about that, of how absurd was that. No one else can see your comment. It was essentially banned. You disagree with the decision, and we confirm your comment didn't follow the community standards. If you say so, cupcake, an emoji of face, laughing, crying. What? That's what I tell you. That's one of the reasons why I left Facebook and not going back. Not going back. I told you that maybe if Trump does all this stuff that he wants to do with anti-censorship on platforms, but no, they don't deserve any of our time, because anything that we do will be giving them content. If I give them content, then they will use that to put ads on it. And I should also be talking at some point about the UK. Maybe this show should be 2 hours every day, maybe 3 hours every day. I know that you're not gonna complain. You know that every single section of this show, you will be able to watch it. You already watch it as a standalone clips in this same channel, on my Jesus Enrique Rosas channel on YouTube. But I should be talking about UK as well. There's a lot of work with the United States. There's a lot of work with Canada. A lot of work with Australia, a lot of work with the Middle East. Don't get me started with the rest of the world. But right now, the Carry On meme is slowly becoming real. We have to, we could start with the memes. The memes would be a great place to start, but yes, the situation in UK hasn't improved a bit. I was asking to my followers today on X, who do you think can heal UK, can bring UK, can save the UK? And so many of you answer Nigel Farage, but I'm going to tell you that I was really disappointed when Nigel was, tiptoeing and trying to avoid the term of mass deportations. He didn't want to say anything about it. He didn't want to have anything to do with mass deportations. And I was a bit disappointed about that because, well, at some point I will retake that topic since it's going to be so hot during the Trump administration. Since I'm going to double down on the fact that I can understand that for humanitarian reasons, maybe you want to help people that come to your country, maybe enter the country and want to overstay their visa, or maybe they enter illegally. And in some instances, I can understand that people really need that and really are willing to work hard for that. That is a real thing. I remember Douglas Murray's book, The Strange Death of Europe. He points out, he describes some really heartbreaking situations of people who are arriving illegally to countries, and yes, these people need help, and so many of them really want to do the job to, well, become legal residents. But the problem is so many of them abusing the system. That is something that is unsustainable. You want the right ways to filter this, and those right ways should start in all cases in the country of the people who want to come to the US or want to come to the UK. It's a very complicated thing, but first of all, you need to stop the influx of illegal immigration. It's a simple. You stop it dead on its tracks. You have to stop it and then decide what you're going to do from now on. So, let's see. We're going to be talking about this. So we need to talk about a situation that happened between Jill Biden and Kamala Harris. I haven't seen two chicks that hated each other that much since Dorothy Haldeman at the rusty anchor from Blanche in season 7 of The Golden Girls. My God, that is a neat pop culture reference. And what we need to look at here is that Kamala Harris and Jill Biden were standing next to each other. And in terms of body language, you usually, when you're going to analyze two people, you make sure to analyze how relaxed are them next to each other. It's like, I'm going to use as reference something very, very easy, which is the lady who is at the back. Okay, you see that her neck and her head are in a relaxed position. She is relaxed, is quite relaxed. There's no reason for her. Maybe there's no reason for her to be tense. That is a signal. And this guy also has a relaxed neck in the sense that you see his head just tilting a bit to his left. There it is. And even with the quality of the video, we can see that there's not much tension, maybe some tension on his lips. But when we go for Kamala and Jill, we see that Kamala has her head straight. Like, you see that the skull is just like, it's like it's not going anywhere. Even in that low quality video, even in the first frame, we haven't played the video yet, and you try to mimic what Kamala is doing right now, and you will feel like, well, your head, your jaw, your temples, they're tensing. Maybe you're gonna, don't try to do it more than I don't know, 1 minute, because you're gonna have a bad time. And Jill is the same. You see that her head, her skull is just straight. Her lips are sealed. Her neck is, well, it's just a stiff, straight line. And, well, the sunglasses, we cannot see much with the sunglasses. And, well, Kamala's smug face, it's like not much But maybe this is just a frame. Jesus, you are doing the thing that you tell us not to do. Analyze body language from just a frame. Why are you doing this? Well, because there's our two clips. We are just using this first frame as a reference, and you're going to discover. I'm going to play this on slow motion without sound. Sound is it's not required here, and they could be moving in any way. You see that other people, some of the people in the back, even if they don't move much, you see that there's at least this, there's a little movement, like the lady raises her head. They move at least a little. It's something normal. Even if you're listening to something that may be solemn, even if it's a solemn moment, you will see that there's some kind of movement. All right? It's not normal for people to just stay stiff without moving, no matter the moment. It's like this. No, that is not natural. Usually for the dynamics of the blood, of breathing, of everything, being stiff like Kamala and Jill, that takes energy. You have to do it. You have to feel stiff. And if they're sitting next to each other, the only thing that we could be thinking about is that they don't like it. They're next to each other. You see that even in that solemn moment, you see in the people on the back, there's some kind of movement, just a bit, not too much. But Kamala and Jill, it's like they're like a cardboard cutouts. Yes, I think they hate each other with all their guts. Then let's see what happens. We have another clip that I want to make a reference in here. Jill Biden refused to even look at Kamala. All right, that is more concerning. In the sense is, you see here's Jill, here's Joe Emhoff, and here's Kamala. I think Kamala was, she was leaving, and you see that we don't have all right. Jill doesn't even move. I think that Kamala tries to address her, and Jill doesn't even look in her direction. Like her skull, her head is not moving at all. Let's give it a few more frames. The video is a bit shaky. We have to do with this. Kamala greets the man. You remember the man we were analyzing that was right behind Jill, and Jill hasn't moved. Kamala is greeting the man who was right behind Jill, and Jill is still, ice queen. And also the lady who was, remember, right behind Kamala, and Jill hasn't moved an inch. Jill! Why is that? Oh my God. Kamala said, I'm not doing anything here. This is not gonna work. I better leave because, oh no, she's arrived. Oh, she was arriving at that moment. She was arriving. I was mistaken. She was arriving, and there was zero acknowledge of the existence of each other. Kamala doesn't greet Jill. Jill doesn't move an inch. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad and so fun to watch. Some of you might not remember. that Jill went all red to vote. And that she voted, she went for all red. This was so on the nose. It was so on the nose. It was like when Biden put that Trump hat on. Joe Biden wore Republican red on election day. Joe Biden wore a Trump hat and made last-minute comments damaging Democrat chances. Democrats underestimated both Jill and Joe. They obviously didn't just go away and bend the knee. No, they decided to just blow up everything. Both the Democrat Party that betrayed them and also Kamala's campaign. And it was so bizarre to watch Biden speaking without any problem a couple days ago, referring to President Trump. But even so, even if we know that Jill is not speaking terms with Kamala, and they literally, let's say that they sabotaged Kamala Harris' campaign in a big way. Even so, we have this. Melania rejects White House meeting with Jill Biden because, one has to have principles. You know that even if Biden did that, he also was the one who was making all these remarks about Trump in a hateful way. Biden was a huge piece in all this hatred rhetoric that ultimately led to an assassination attempt on Trump. Melania reportedly turned down a traditional White House tea meeting, citing the 2022 Mar-a-Lago raid under Biden's administration. It was a very traumatic experience, and she says, no, this is not going to happen. One thing is that maybe Biden and Joe Biden and Jill Biden, they both helped Donald Trump become the next president. Another different thing is that they also made their lives, both Donald and Melania's lives, miserable. So there's that. You have principles, and you don't bend the knee like that. Good for Melania, and I wish her a great 4 years as First Lady. By the way, looking at your comments, remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video, and you will be subscribed to my email list, and we will keep in touch no matter what happens. Looking at your comments. Walt's wife makes Jill look normal. That last shot said it all. Love your insights, accents, and humor. Thanks, Jesus. My pleasure. I tried to do my best. Kamala and Jill, two shrews. Can I say that? I don't know what is the meaning of that word. I back Melania on that decision 100%. Yeah, she was right. That was the right call. And no, I'm not going to go to your invitation. And we have to address one thing that I wanted to talk about. Maybe I am not yet the best one to talk about this. Maybe you have. I've seen like the internet is divided. This is not confirmed yet that Senator Marco Rubio is going to be the pick for Secretary of State. As of this show, he hasn't been confirmed by Trump, but it seems that he's going to be the one picked. And I see the internet. I did my research, and I saw that the internet is 50-50. 50% says that, okay, I guess, and 50% are totally, completely against. There are maybe 15% of people who are really pro this pick. I would like to make some kind of, maybe I can create a poll. Create a poll in real time. I want to create a poll in real time, and then I'm going to be talking about this pick. Let's start the poll on YouTube, and you can answer on YouTube, and we will be addressing the results in a minute. So I have a couple things. This is maybe the strongest, most practical argument. Many have had this comment, but I just copied this from Combobulate on X. Trump's playing 3D chess, not checkers. He can fire a Secretary of State, but not a senator. However, the new senator will be 100% aligned with the MAGA agenda. I understand that the new senator will be picked by Ron DeSantis. If Marco doesn't do a good job as Secretary of State, he will be fired. That's the reality. I remember that so many of us had our doubts about J.D. Vance. I didn't know J.D. Vance back then. And it turned out to be the greatest pick for VP. As Donald Trump, he said it himself. He was like, well, a tank. J.D. Vance is a tank, or was a tank with the media. I'm sure that he's going to keep being a tank with the media. So if Marco Rubio is the pick, maybe we can give him the benefit of the doubt. My background, so to speak, with Rubio is that he was one of the few who really stood up, and this is a topic that is close to home and is important in many ways, to Nicolas Maduro, the tyrant of Venezuela. He's not a dictator. He's a tyrant. It's a bit of a difference in there. And Marco Rubio was really adamant about Nicolas Maduro and all the other factions in Venezuela, because in Venezuela it happens one thing. It's not that you have one faction of the government that controls everything. There are at least two factions, one led by Nicolas Maduro and the other led by Diosdado Cabello, that control the country. That they control the country, and one of those factions control the terrorist side, the other the drugs, the other the trafficking, and other controls the ports, other control the tax, all the taxes. It's a bit of a mess. It's a bit complicated. Maybe I can explain that. But the thing is that Marco Rubio was really hawkish, if I could use that term, on Venezuela back then. We were talking about 2019. And Venezuela is important. Venezuela has always been important because of the location in America. It's right smack dab in the center of the American continent, and it's a hub for anything else in America and both the world. That's the appeal that Venezuela has always had. And of course, the oil reserves that can be quite heavy. Our oil is really heavy, but it is still a great asset. But what happened back then? It is in the best interest that right now we had elections on last July. We have Edmundo Gonzalez, who had to be self-exiled to Spain. We don't know what's going to happen on January 10th. It will be the end of Maduro's term, and Edmundo should be the one who becomes the next president of Venezuela, which is important for strategic reasons, and it's important for national security for the U.S. And you know that Tom Homan has said a lot that they want to prioritize the security of the United States, and the southern border has a lot to do with that. And a lot of that has to do with the gangs and the cartels that operate in the border of the United States. And so many of that has been pushed by Maduro releasing the worst criminals of the country into the United States and effectively flying them into the border to make them cross into the United States. I have explained this many times. So fixing the Venezuelan stuff, fixing the Venezuelan thing could help in many ways. The problem is that Trump has a lot to fix in the United States itself in this, well, not even 4 years. He has to fix that in the first 2 years. It has to be really quick before the midterm elections. Has to do many things. So I don't know if he will turn his face to Venezuela, especially after his first term, that this guy right next to me, Juan Guaido, he was the puppet of Nicolas Maduro, together with Leopoldo Lopez, who was the leader of the opposition. there had never been a real opposition in Venezuela. Leopoldo Lopez and Juan Guaido were just puppets paid for all these people to make sure that they made sure that the United States did not do anything. You remember Bolton, that Bolton wanted to glass Miraflores. Miraflores is the actual, it's like the White House. Miraflores is the White House of Venezuela. John Bolton wanted to glass Miraflores. I was like, oh my God, do it. Wait until, I don't know, they're all of them gather in there, at a meeting or something, and just glass it. And this guy next to me, all that he had to do is to, some kind of plea. We need help. We need some kind of help. And between Trump, who knew what was going on, and Bolton, who was, well, a madman in these terms, they could have gotten the job done. But this guy next to me, he made sure to cool down all those tensions because he was a puppet of Nicolas Maduro. So the Venezuela topic is still pulsating in there. And first of all, of course, the United States, they have to fix the immigration thing, the mass deportation things. That's going to be quite a task. But I see that, I don't know, maybe appointing Marco Rubio as Secretary of State will have to do something like that. Cat down. Bolton is a psycho. Yeah. It's, I don't know if I made that comment in one of my shows, in that Donald Trump said, you sometimes need that crazy guy in your team. And Bolton, I'm going to look for that interview of Donald Trump. You sometimes need that crazy guy in your team. And Bolton was that crazy guy that, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I know that Bolton wanted to just level, Miraflores and like 500 meters around that. That would have helped Venezuela a lot, but we had the enemy within. So all these things, I can talk about the Venezuelan topic, and the problem is that Venezuela is right now a hub of terrorists, of human trafficking, and drug cartels. So it's like a launch pad that is affecting directly the United States. So my guess is that appointing Marco Rubio for this job might have to do with that. Again, I don't have any hopes for the United States doing anything about Venezuela, at least in the next couple of years, because it's so much that Trump has to fix in the terms of the United States. I would not be surprised that he has to just maybe I will leave that for after the midterm elections. I don't know, maybe so many of your comments. I want to make a sense of your comments. I'm doing my research and learning about this. And again, it's your comments will be a great they say. I put yes, but not sure. Jesus, your explanation of Rubio against Maduro makes me think yes. Again, Venezuela is a strategic part of geopolitics in the Americas. Oh, yes. So, after more than 300 votes, 65 of you say that yes, Marco Rubio is the right choice for Secretary of State, and no, 35% is not the right choice. So let's it's still we have to check all right, some of you have very strong comments. All of you have great comments, polite, which are the most important part, but I will make sure to give you my insights from my Venezuelan experience as a Venezuelan, of course, and what happened in that first term in Venezuela and why it was so important for the United States. The United States were the only ones who could help us back then. And I know that, I saw that since the January 23rd, 2019, that this guy was a snake. Maduro, of course, is a monster, but this guy was a snake. These people are not for real. If I ever meet this guy in person, man, I don't know. I'm going to heckle. I'm going to go all live on the spot and heckle him all the way to Naiguata. You Venezuelans, my fellow Venezuelans know what I mean. La Sardina en Naiguata. Oh my God. I needed a not sure choice for the poll. Well, yeah, we didn't have that option. Maybe next time I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to leave the poll running. I'm going to leave the poll running. How much time do we have? Oh my God, we are already on 1 hour. It's it's next to impossible when we have a long intro with all the nice stuff to have a show of just 1 hour. It's next to impossible. It's next to impossible because we need at least 2 hours. Let's see if I can rest my ears. I don't like the over ear headphones that much. The drinks. Mm-hmm. So it's time. You say that time flies. We're really having fun, and well, I don't know if this part is gonna be fun or not. We need to talk about AOC, and AOC was asking a question. AOC is asking for names of accounts and podcasts that Trump voters listen to. And of course, I had to, retweet this and tell her to watch the Jesus Enrique Rosas show. I'm sure that she's going to snitch on me. Oh, this guy is a Latino Trumper. He's not even a U.S. citizen, and he's doing all this info warfare. And let's see what she has to say. Trump voters, which podcast accounts people do you like? Why are you doing this, AOC?
Which podcasts are you listening to? Which accounts are you subscribing to? I'm interested, genuinely. Let me know which ones specifically, which accounts, which podcasts.
I am the one that you need. What is the worst thing that can happen? Maybe she falls in love with me and she begins attacking me. You know that we enter a love-hate relationship on X, on all these platforms. I become a scandal on AOC's. People are saying that she is pregnant. It's not official yet. And so many people saying that she's got that pregnancy, glow and face. I agree with that, by the way, but it's not official yet. It should be a bit complicated to come forward with that reality, since that her fans are so pro-abortion that will be a bit complicated. But if she's pregnant, great for her. I hope that she has a smooth pregnancy, and if she's pregnant, we don't know. But she absolutely looks the part. AOC just called Kamala a fake person that people were sick of. Maybe not directly, but you have to listen to this. Listen to this, and you tell me what is she saying.
Personally, I don't. I think that a lot of voters really don't like fake people.
Okay, a lot of voters don't like fake people.
And they're sick and tired of fake politicians.
They're sick and tired of fake politicians. All right. And maybe they are also sick and tired of having politicians being shoved down their throats when state politicians haven't earned a single vote. No delegates. They're just picked and that's it. Maybe they're tired of that.
And so what I actually think is worse is saying something you don't believe. And so if during the entire time in campaign season, you're saying that you're down with trans people or like the LGBT community.
I find it interesting that she took so long. She took this long pauses to talk about these topics. It's like these topics are uncomfortable to her. And these topics, the trans people and LGBT communities should be like no big deal for her. Well, it should be no big deal for anybody, in fact. So I don't know why she was taking such a long time to say it. And especially that talk show at the end. Well, I had my reservations.
And then you lose an election, and then the next day you say all that stuff was wrong. I actually think what people are more upset about is someone was doing something they didn't believe and just saying something.
I think that she's got it backwards. It's not that you're going to take away, if you stand for trans rights and LGBTQ rights. For starters, no politician nowadays is against LGBTQ rights. None whatsoever. It's strange for me to have gay and lesbian family members and gay and lesbian friends on both sides. You could have gay and lesbians. I have gay and lesbian friends that are so pro-Trump that is baffling. There is just full-on MAGA, and others that are just devastated because they think that Trump hates them. And my question is, where do you get that from? So that is a non-issue, because at no point Trump has said anything about taking away your rights. All that Trump has said, in all cases, about the trans agenda is about children. That children should not be given puberty blockers or surgeries or nothing of the sort. Maybe if you are 18 years old, you can do whatever you want. But children should not be pushed this in schools. It's that simple. That's only what Trump has said. And some members of the LGBT community have complained about this. They don't like it. The trans community, of course, are against that. But why would you be against that? If you are 18 years old, you are free to do whatever you please. But these children that are having this agenda pushed onto them at schools, that is simply horrific. That should be eradicated. But when they say, oh, the rights of the LGBT community, unless you have been brainwashed by the left-wing media, you realize that is a non-issue. Why are you talking about that? Nobody, Trump is not against it. And they realize, and so many Democrats and the LGBT community realize that the Democrats are lying. And that's how you lose elections. That's how you address non-issues and lose elections.
Like, if you actually weren't about that life, why did you campaign as though you were?
That's the problem. Because you're campaigning on non-issues. Like abortion, as in, women lives in danger. How many, it's like, that is a non-issue as well. I have yet to make a dedicated video about abortion in the United States. I'm doing my research to make a dedicated video for that, so people realize, so you can send that to your family and friends who are still worried about that. Which you can still, if you have an ectopic pregnancy, you can still have an abortion in any state of the United States. In any state. But it's like 95% of abortions are women that just don't want to have the baby. It's like some elective abortions. And, well, there's so many ways of contraceptives. That should be another way. That should be the way, not abortions. AOC thinks that Democrats lost because they didn't give more things away to illegal aliens, including a path to citizenship. This is just insane. Maybe they should make her the leader of the party. I think that's a great idea. Make AOC the leader of the party. Double down in identity politics. I will not complain. I will cheer for her. Go for it. go for it. I was just wondering if she was on the toilet. Oh, it certainly looked like it, Samantha. It certainly looked like it. Let's see what she's saying
Another
now.
area that I thought was really interesting was hearing a lot from undocumented people and, importantly, families of undocumented people who do vote, saying that there's been no relief from Democrats or anybody else on immigration path to citizenship for 10, 20, 30 years.
You know what happens, AOC? I'm going to tell you what happens. The thing that happens is that there's so many people asking for this. There's so many people. We're talking about millions of people that have to be, processed and have this court dates like months in the future, and they have to wait for months, and then you have this huge backlog, and you let more and more people inside the country. Maybe if you stop from accepting more people inside the country, you can process whoever is inside the country and say, okay, you committed a crime. No, you will be deported. You enter illegally, you want asylum. Okay, right. Well, maybe you can have an opportunity. We can process your request better. We can see if you are actually being prosecuted or you are at risk in your home country, because that is the principal reason for asylum. Oh, we are at risk in our home country, and that happens a lot with Venezuelans, and in which everybody knows that we live in a narco tyranny, and that is a real thing. Okay, then maybe that could be the way that they process all this, and maybe that way you can speed up that pathway to citizenship if the people who apply for it, fulfill all the requirements. And the idea is to prioritize those who have done it legally, and those who have entered illegally, you don't give them handouts. You don't allow companies to hire them. You don't give them the benefit of just staying in the United States, because that stimulates that just stimulates more people coming to the United States. Wait, maybe I can get a job somewhere. No, if a company hires illegals, then that company is punished. It's that simple. You don't give illegals debit cards like in New York City. You don't give them all this stuff for free. Maybe, just maybe, if you're undocumented, you don't have any other way but to rely on your friends and family in the United States to support yourself. And your friends and family are going to say, hey, you know what? We cannot support you this way. You have to do it the legal way. That is the issue. That will be the humane thing to do. Not give this false hope to people, but do the right thing. Let's do things the right way, as Tom Homan says.
This is something I've been warning about, by the way. And that the influx of asylum seekers, there's a lot of misinformation about what benefits they do or may not receive, etc.
We would like to know if you could tell us what we see that is happening in New York City, precisely.
That has generated a certain resentment. And I do find it very interesting how, once again, the tool of us versus them has been drawn even in this situation. I don't think a lot of people, undocumented people, realize that Trump views them as criminals too. By that I mean...
But the problem is that it's not even the fact that they could or not be criminals. But the fact that they are crossing the border illegally, they are committing a crime in itself. That is so simple. And if they're not only committing a crime by crossing the border illegally, you're giving them handouts, you're giving them benefits, and prioritizing them over veterans and homeless people, citizens of the United States. That doesn't make sense to anybody. That shouldn't make sense to anybody whatsoever. but they somehow want to do it. I already told you on my video why governments or how governments use illegal immigration to control you. We already know why they do this.
There's a lot of people that were like, oh, he's talking about undocumented people who are quote unquote criminals. They believe that everyone who is undocumented has committed a crime.
Well, everyone who has crossed the border illegally has committed a crime. That is automatic. And Tom Homan told that to her face. We saw that video yesterday. He told her to her face. And he cited even the part of the law says it. They committed a crime just by crossing the border illegally. That is the first crime. This automatic crime. Not to mention that they could be, have been charged for other crimes. Maybe I don't know, any other crimes, which makes it even worse. It makes it even worse. So it's like she's trying to paint this as in every illegal immigrant or anybody who crosses the border illegally, they are all innocent. This is not black and white. This is the way that they gaslight you. This is the way they confuse you. Oh, this is a black and white issue. This is a black and white issue. They are saying that everyone is a criminal. Trump at no point has said that every single illegal immigrant is a criminal. Trump hasn't said that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen. If that clip existed, I'm sure that it would have been hammered over and over again everywhere. I haven't seen that. Now, there are criminals that only cross illegally the border, but also they commit crimes that is even worse. So maybe the Trump administration can start with those, with the most dangerous ones.
Even in this issue, the idea that there's like a big difference between an undocumented person that's been here for a while and an asylum seeker, which creates that like idea of like, I am more deserving.
Yes. Okay. I have to repeat that. I had to repeat that.
Undocumented person that's been here for a while and an asylum seeker, which creates that like idea of like, I am more deserving.
Yes, because that is some kind of meritocracy. Because if you want to be a U.S. citizen or at least live in the United States, and you go for the trouble of doing it legally and take all the steps of doing it legally, you are effectively more deserving of anything than someone who crosses the border illegally. That is called meritocracy. That is called that you are a law-abiding citizen of maybe of other country, and you want to become a law-abiding citizen of the United States. Automatically, that should qualify you out. Okay, these people are the right stuff. And it's not that you're going to make the legal process easier. We are not asking for that. The legal process is always going to be a mess. But we are asking to be fair. And the resources that you're giving to illegal immigrants, just channel those to veterans and homeless people, American citizens in the United States. It's that simple. It's that simple. But yes, legal immigrants. Legal immigrants deserve more. It's that simple. And don't get me started with all those Latinos that say, but every legal immigrant at some point was an illegal, because that is brain dead. That is a brain dead take. That is a room temperature IQ take. Don't get me started with those. Let me see. This is the last part.
Was powerful, compelling, exploited to effect. In fact,
because it's true.
So much so that I started to pick up on this on the campaign trail, and I started to deliver a version.
I'm going to put you in double speed.
Of a speech where I started to clarify for people. He's talking about you, right? they're not just talking about like just quote unquote just trans people or just like he's talking about you.
Why are you just talking about trans people now?
And I had this speech because I think a lot of people didn't realize that he's talking about you. You're going to pay the tariff. Your family's going to be split up.
Yeah, you're making a mess out of this. So I'm not gonna be talking more about this, but this is the problem. This is a problem that I mentioned earlier. They don't have an actual argument for anything. They don't have a common sense argument. It doesn't stand any scrutiny. You begin to think about it. You mean that if you enter the United States legally or illegally, it's the same? How does that work? Then why would anybody would do it legally? What is the point? Illegally, you have to pay fees. You have to do paperwork. You have to. If you do it illegally, you have all these benefits. You are flown to any place in the United States that you want to be. You have handouts in sanctuary cities. It's just a mess. How does that work? Not common sense. And we are trying to make sense of all of this. But still, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. This is so absurd. This is so absurd in many ways. Oh my God. Yes, American citizens have priority over illegal aliens. Senior and veterans are suffering economically. Yes, seniors. I forget about seniors. I forgot about seniors. So, let's see, what is the next topic? We had a couple topics. We already. All right. We have two topics that we need to talk about. How many of you follow me on the Royal Rogue? We already. How much time? 1 hour and 17 minutes. Let me see. How many of you follow me on the Royal Rogue? How many of you follow me on the Royal Rogue? And let's talk about. I need to talk about the Temu Royals. And maybe I could use this show. Before I talk about the Temu Royals. I want to talk about this. Okay, so many of you. I used to, but sorry, I can't stand Harry and Meghan anymore. But I'm going to talk about. I'm going to use this. I'm already 1 hour into the Jesus Enrique Rosas show, so everything is fair game. So I'm going to record my Royal Rogue topics right now. I have this on my. But first, I want to talk about this. Just a quick pause talking about this. I don't know if you are aware that there's a Wicked movie coming. There's a very successful Broadway musical. And by the way, there was this I'm going to talk about this controversy about the poster, one of the posters of the movie, which the poster of the original poster of the Broadway musical was, well, peak graphic design. Many of you already know that I am, among other things, I am a graphic designer. This play of contrast between the white sorcerer witch and the black witch. I don't know. This is from the Wizard of Oz. They want to play with this, but the contrast between them is just great. It's like this secret that the white lady is telling the black witch. It's not the black witch, right? That sounds racist. You understand what I'm saying, right? That's so good. And well, let's say that the remake, the people who did the remake tried to do a homage of the original, but it fell flat. Okay, this was another controversy that the actress had this meltdown about the poster. I should be talking about this longer, but I don't have the materials in here. But I wanted to mention, or what I wanted to mention is that, someone is fired. So, which of the South? Thank you, John Cartier. Which of the South? Someone is getting fired over this. I was just informed that my official Matel Wicked dolls have a corn sign printed on them. It's true. Well, you buy any of these dolls, okay, very cute dolls, by the way, and on the back, they point to a website. Do not go to that website. Do not, I repeat, do not go to that website for everything. Please do not go. That is only for adults. Maybe you're adults, but you're not going to see you're going to like what you see. And Meet the 4K, one of my favorite channels on YouTube, by the way. LOL, it should be wickedmovie.com. Someone effed up bad. This is the actual address of the movie itself. Yeah, somebody's getting fired for that one. Yep, so crazy. And the deluxe dolls, or even more, even I don't know, better or more awesome. It also has the wrong address. One thing is for sure, that maybe even if little girls buy this, my hope is that, yeah, maybe you say that this was on purpose. I don't think it was on purpose. I don't think Mattel wanted to do that, because this is so F up and a huge PR, meltdown. There's no company wants to do this on purpose, but my hope is that kids nowadays, boys and girls, that doesn't matter, they don't type, is my guess, they don't type websites on, in browsers. They just go to Instagram or TikTok or whatever, if they have access to social media, or if they have access to the internet. So it's better if of course, if they don't have unfiltered access to the internet. If they have unfiltered access to the internet and social media, that in itself is dangerous. Okay, that in itself, they are not going to just write this adult site address. No, they're already on Instagram, they're already on TikTok, and that is bad in itself. I'm not saying that this is not an F up. I'm not saying that this is not an F up. This is bad. They all have access now. They all have access now. Yeah, a Matel worker did. Some of you have this comment. I love this comment. A Matel worker possibly might have. You never know these days. Yeah, maybe someone was fired and they did that on a last minute to F the company, a big F you to the company. We never know. So, well, again, so many of you that are fans of the Royal family. Let's switch into the Royal Rogue, and I have to make some kind of intro to my Royal Rogue topics, because this clip, I am not going to repost it. Whatever I'm going to say right now, I'm going to repost that on my Royal Rogue channel. So I noticed that many of my Royal Rogues that follow me on my Royal Rogue channel are not aware that I'm now dedicated to the Jesus Enrique Rosas show. And they are really worried because I haven't updated the Royal Rogue in like 3 weeks. I need to be clear. I'm still here on my Jesus Enrique Rosas channel. You can find the link to my channel in the description as well. But I will still be updating on the Royal Rogue from my Jesus Enrique Rosas Show. So if you want to watch my show, you can go to my channel in the link in the description. And if you, it would be odd if you're subscribed to the Royal Rogue, but not to my Jesus Enrique Rosas channel. It could happen. But I will be covering the Royal Rogue again. Now we need to talk, before we talk about the harles, we need to talk about Catherine. And she was just, I think that she was just awesome. She was just wonderful at Remembrance Day. Not only on these pictures from the event itself, but later that night, she was just glowing. It's like she had this great smile. She got, that aura that she has, something that we have described so many times. The last thorough analysis that I did was from that video that she shared about her recovery. It was an amazing live that we had. But right now, so many of you ask me to cover this. Narinder Kaur, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Narinder, said, genuine question, why has Kate aged so much? Isn't she only 42? Is she a smoker? It's the only explanation. And of course, this is the kind of tweets made for rage. This is rage bait. Rage bait is when you tweet something that you know is going to cause a stir. It's going to have all these reactions because you need some kind of reaction. Of course, you could have picked this picture in which she looks nice. But no, she had to, well, this was the Daily Mail that picked this. But this is the way that Catherine, this is pretty much the way that Catherine has looked on past Remembrance Days. I really don't see much difference. I don't know, maybe I am biased. I know that I'm a kind of a fan of Catherine. I still have to finish that illustration. Illustration is still, oh my God, so much time has passed. I have to do it. But it was evil. It was just plain evil. And this lady, BBC commentator Narinder Kaur, has apologized after mocking Princess Kate's appearance following her fight against cancer. Yeah, because she's fighting cancer. Have you forgotten that? And when someone pointed that out, I think that I had the reply right here. I think that I had the reply. I'm not going to show any of this. I'm going to go for the apology. I'm going to analyze the apology of this. But when someone pointed that out, you remember that Catherine is battling cancer, right? And she said, she said these exact words. Oh, I had family that is battling cancer and they haven't aged like this. So, yeah, this is rage tweets. And you know that the usual suspects are using this. The Sausage Squad and Maru Chan, Shola Moss are using all this to, well, steer more and more controversy because they absolutely hate the royal family and they absolutely hate William and Catherine and, of course, their whole family. And I just thought that this was the moment that I needed to just step in and, well, maybe take a look at this non-apology. This woman, thank you, Royally Sage, by the way. Follow Royally Sage on X. This woman has no business asking about Kate's aging or anything. Look at her. This is Royally Sage's words, not mine. She looks like a plastic shoe. It's like those that you buy at Temu. Let's see the so-called apology.
Good morning, guys. I just thought I'd do a quick video instead of tweet after tweet
Let me put the volume up.
Because it becomes pretty ridiculous, as if it wasn't ridiculous already. I put out a stupid tweet. That wasn't my intention.
No, that wasn't my intention. That was she was sleepwalking and she grabbed her phone. He turned off airplane mode. She fired up Twitter and she began. Nothing of that was her intention. Nothing of that was her intention.
My intention was not to be malicious or.
My intention was not to be malicious. No, this is not even a body language analysis. This is not even a body language analysis. The bollocks is in the text. We could see this in the text. We are not even 10 seconds into this. And this is completely
nasty
bollocks.
or anything. I'm not like that. Anybody who knows me, it was stupid.
Anybody who knows me, and she
Not
does
like that.
this,
Anybody who knows me,
and she does
it was
that.
stupid to ask about the aging. I've admitted that, and I put my hands up, and I've apologized if it caused offense.
You knew it was going to cause offense, but you did not expect so much offense. Yeah, was plain evil. Every single comment your way, you deserve it. This is the internet, lady. You don't know how the internet works. It's like you begin to play with fire, and this is what you're gonna get. It's that simple. You are mean to someone who is battling cancer. No matter what is their social status, it doesn't matter. They're battling cancer. What do you think is what's going to happen? Why don't you ask this question about Jane Schmo? I don't know. You think it's going to be better or worse? No, it's going to be exactly the same. It is your intentions who got you into this.
The only people who were offended, though, because many people on Twitter and social media have asked exactly what I've asked.
Okay. Let's say the question that I always ask. If you saw many people running, like Bono, who said he was going to run off a cliff with his car. If you see people running off a cliff with their cars, are you going to do the same? Or at least you could wait to see what happens with them, and then maybe you decide to do the same. But it is not going to be a good idea, because you know something that is called common sense. We could call this, I could call myself the common sense guy. I'm no longer the body language guy. I'm the common sense guy now. I am the common sense guy. This is the common sense guy channel. Because all these people, the apologies, the gaslighting, the manipulation, all this is against common sense. What we saw with AOC is against common sense. This is the thing. These people want to fool us into thinking, oh no, it was not my intention. It's like my fingers just went with the keyboard and I did that. And I did not understand what I was doing, sorry.
But did not receive the sexual, racial, violent abuse that I did from accounts with.
Okay, so you checked that those accounts, but I don't know. I don't care how many followers you have, but you should be aware that it's not the same if an anonymous account with 20 followers say something rude about Catherine, and if you, who are, I don't know, she's a BBC anchor or something like that, I don't care. I don't care who she is. If you have some kind of a platform that is going to be amplified geometrically, you are either, this is the same question we ask with all these people, you are either way too stupid or you are way too evil. Pick a side. Pick a side.
ETL flags, Union Jacks, disgusting abuse. I asked about aging. I didn't kill kids. I didn't wish death on anyone. I didn't do anything like that. I asked about aging and if she smoked. Nothing to do with cancer at all. My brother suffered from cancer, went through brutal treatment of chemo, and I wouldn't ever do that. He died. What we do know is...
Precisely. It is worse. You think that justifies your actions, and it's way worse. Your brother, and I'm really sorry about that, your brother died from cancer. And you go for a person who is battling cancer, and everybody in the whole world knows about that. If you don't know that, I don't know, you were in this some kind of island with Jared Leto. I don't know how you managed to not know that, but everybody knows that. And you go for it, even if your own brother, died from cancer. This is a new law. This is a new law, and she's using that to defend herself when it actually makes her look worse. I mean, the self-awareness of these people is a thing that I'm telling you. I'm working right now at a level of mass manipulation and mass influence. But it also applies in the way that people face to face, one-on-one, are going to talk to you and going to try to gaslight into, oh yes, this and such, and you're going to say, wait a second, that actually makes you look worse. Oh, what do you mean it makes me look worse? How you say that? My brother died from cancer. Yes, and I'm sorry, but that doesn't justify what you did. That makes even worse what you did, because you cannot empathize with someone who is going through the same that your brother did. And you are a sociopath. I'm sorry, you are a complete sociopath. That's all that you are. And you have to call people to their faces like this. And you have to cut them out of your life. It's that simple.
There's a lot of misinformation, and facts matter.
Oh, yeah, call misinformation. Maybe you dial Harry. Oh, Harry, tell me about the misinformation stuff. Oh, tell me about the misinformation stuff. What can I say?
So you've all come at me about the cancer. It was pre-cancerous cells, as far as I'm aware. She's had near enough a year off work.
She's also a doctor. She knows about the medical records of Catherine, and I have the right to say this. This is complete sociopathic behavior. This is complete sociopathic behavior, and I can understand that many of you would tell me, Jesus, why are you giving these people a platform? I am not giving her a platform. I am giving myself a platform, calling out this bastards. This all that I'm doing. I'm showing you how these people can tell every 5 seconds. She says something that I don't know how she records this video, and then she looks at the video afterwards and say, oh, that looks nice, let's publish it, and somehow you think that is better, that's gonna make things better. Like, no.
Of course, it must take its toll. I've known plenty of people who've been in and out, in a hospital and out for pre-cancerous treatment, and they're back at work. People suffer all day long, and they work, and they have to work. My own brother worked up until weeks before he died. So Kate does have a lot of privilege there. I'm not...
Okay, Kate has a lot of privilege. Kate has a level of privilege. What is this? I hadn't seen this clip. I'm going to tell you, has so many things in my shows. I see that something is trending. You ask me to analyze these clips. I just throw in here, add the captions, and pray for the best and analyze them live. I hadn't seen this, and I didn't expect this to be so bad. I didn't. She's even saying that Kate is so privileged. Yeah, hater. M Penny 69, hater. She's a hater, and she's trying to make herself look like a victim. How she was attacked.
Tweet. But what I'm saying is, you all are mad at me, but you're not mad at the fact her husband and her father-in-law profit from cancer charities.
What? Her husband and her father-in-law profit from cancer charities. What?
That they don't pay tax due, that they profit.
Wasn't this an apology video? That's what I was thinking. It was like 2 minutes or something more long. What are you talking about? What is this? You became what in here? And by the way, I'm not gonna judge either. But how do you record a video like this? I mean, you can, do it in a better way. I don't know how to say it in a gentlemanly way, but you understand my point.
From the army and from charities, cancer charities, you're not mad about that, but you're mad at me. And I tell you something else that was very telling, that a lot of the comments were all about, well, Meghan Markle, what's Meghan got to do with it? You know what you did? You exposed your narrative. You exposed...
Well, Megan has always something to do with that. We're going to be talking about Megan in a minute, by the way.
What this was all about was I, as a brown woman...
Oh my God, no! No. I was about to say the F word. I mean, F out of here. F out of here. F out of here. I'm a brown woman, an Indian, and
an Indian.
Look at that smugness. I'm going to talk about my race.
I, as a brown woman, an Indian, had the gall to criticize Kate's appearance. Now, by the way, it was her aging. I know you all went down my tweets to try and find some things I'd said about Kate and couldn't find one, because I've never slated Kate's looks. In fact, all you would have found was me saying how beautiful Kate is. And to not pit Kate against Meghan, that's what you found, but you didn't want to put that out there because it didn't suit your narrative.
This video could have been 30 seconds long. This video could have been 30 seconds long, and I hope that your career dies here. I hope that your career dies here.
Go at me. So many other people have said it, but you came at me, asking for me to be...
Yeah, because you have the platform.
Be cancelled, etc., etc., etc. It's disgusting. What you did yesterday, I came out of it okay. Yes, it was a stupid tweet. I've apologized. And the fact that Julie Burchill was your little mascot, Julie Burchill, who was sacked for being a racist towards Meghan Markle, we already know what the narrative here is. It's you guys pitting Kate against Meghan. Again, I'm not excusing my tweet.
Who is pitting Kate against Meghan? I don't know. Who is doing that? Oh, yeah, right. The Sausage Squad. Those are the people who are pitting Catherine against Meghan all the time.
Wait. But it's disgusting what you guys tweeted me yesterday. Absolutely, Van. You're continuing today. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving the country. I'm going to continue.
But okay, maybe it has nothing to do with the fact that Trump won, but not leaving the country. Why would you be leaving the country? You just close the laptop. Take a break from the internet. Take a break from your Twitter account. It's that simple. Don't go, oh, the Meghan, I've been bullied. Close the laptop. It's as simple as that. Don't take a look at the comments. Close your comments, whatever. It's that simple. Don't tweet stupid things, lady.
You can keep cancelling me as much as you like, but you will not silence my voice just because I'm a brown woman. And it
is not because you're a brown woman. Don't pull out the race card. This is so unhinged. What is this? What is this? You should absolutely be on, I don't know, they have a seat at the Democrats' house.
And you will never convince me otherwise. And also, let's not forget the misinformation Kensington Palace has put out. You all at it. You're coming at me for asking.
Kensington Palace has put out misinformation. Okay, no, this I think that she is hallucinating. Like those mushrooms were, way past the date.
About aging, when you were all, where's Kate? Oh, that's a fake video. Oh, this is a fake that. Oh God, William must have been abusing it. Oh, he's stressing her out. You were all at it. I wasn't. So, what I'm saying to you is, I see your narrative. I see what's going on. You know what? I've done my apologies. I can live with myself. It was just a tweet about aging. Just a tweet about aging. Think about that.
Yeah, I think about what you just said, that I can live with myself. Yeah, these people can live with themselves because they have zero self-awareness, and you have to avoid them like the plague. And the dangerous part is that they can be quite charming in many ways, but at the same time, they say this kind of remarks, and when they defend themselves, their arguments don't hold up. It's worse for that. It's much worse for them. And this is what happens when you forget that you have a platform, and if you want to be, edgy or quirky or whatever you want to be, you're going to pay dearly for it. But still, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember that the Royal Rogue is coming back. Royal Rogue is coming back in this shape right now of the Jesus Enrique Rosas show on the Jesus Enrique Rosas channel. I will be publishing these clips, this analysis on my Royal Rogue, Royal Rogue channel. But if you want to watch them live, go for the Jesus Enrique Rosas show with the link in the description of this video. Well, it's time. It's time not to leave. It's time not to leave. It's too early to leave. We're too early here, right? It's too early to leave. We should not be leaving. It's too early. Just gonna take a headphone break. Maybe I can make this. I have a big head. I always have a problem with caps and hats, and I always need an XL hats. My head is big. I know that you cannot see it maybe with the camera, but my head is like a 1 inch, a couple centimeters big. I have a big head. Always have trouble with things. Maybe the headphones are the best headphones that I've had, by the way. But it's time to talk about Harry and Meghan. Oh my God, I don't remember the last time. It was so long ago. I have to. I want to look for that meme, include that in here. There's one meme that I need to include before we talk about Harry and Meghan. I had 2 topics about Harry and Meghan before I want to fool around a bit with them. Fool around with. You know, I love memes. Memes make everything. Harry and Meghan. Meghan Markle. That's a name I've not heard in a long time. Some of them. No, please. No, please. No, please. I remember my body language guy. Where is it? This one. I have I'm gonna show you. I have a meme for those. That meme. No, please go. No. See you saying that. Oh, I have a couple of memes on Tenor. You can use them on X, by the way. Have you used my memes? You can use my memes. You just type in you're on X and you are going to insert a GIF, and you just search for Jesus Enrique Rosas, and you will find my GIFs in there. It's GIF or GIF, you know, the rubber ref for GIF. That is when I had time to make GIFs. I remember that I made these GIFs. I had to remake the rubber ref for not in GIF. Absolutely had to do that one. And of course the lady calculating. This is when something doesn't match. Something doesn't match. And the Elmo on fire. Elmo on fire this year. There's Elmo on fire. I had the Jesus on fire as well. And why is this the end of times? There's also another one that I'm missing. Where it is? I think I have to. Oh, this one. This one. Right here. I can look for it right here. Those are my favorites. Oh yeah. Turn down for what? When you win, you can use my win. And this is another that is very useful. Sheer effing hubris. This is one of my favorites. I right now I don't have the time to make more. There's one. Maybe I would do one. This one that I want to do. This one. I want to emulate this one at some point. Maybe at some point I will. It's quite easy. I just need a blender, some kind of rum or spirits, and just do the exact. The idea is do the exact same body language. This one. This is just epic, a classic meme. But yeah, Meghan Markle. That is a name that I haven't heard in a long time. What happened to Meghan? What happened to Meghan? And we need to talk about this. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle share a new video message. We are at a crossroads, and I saw this, and oh my God, is that it? Is this the moment? Is this the moment of truth? Look at that. Look at that. Come here, like face to face. Look at me. I am darker than Meghan now. I am darker than Meghan. I am the 43% Nigerian now. What is this? Look at this. You can see it. Hey. Who's darker now? Who's darker now? This is unadulterated. I'm going to, yeah. This is from the actual video. I'm darker than Meghan. What is this? What is this universe? What happened? What is happening? What is it? Well, you can see the difference here. Maybe not darker than Nigeria Meghan. Well, I'm almost, almost the same shade. Almost the same shade. Oh my God! When I'm transforming into Meghan from that is like a Japanese horror movie. YouTuber talks so much about one Z-list celebrity. The YouTuber begins to transform into said celebrity. You know that the Japanese do some crazy stuff. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle shared their new video message. Let's see the video message.
For your attention to this critical issue.
Thank you for this critical attention to this critical issue.
My husband and I recognize today's reality is marked by greater connectivity and advanced technology.
Well, yeah, the advanced technology that makes you look like that. I guess is this AI? Is this AI Meghan?
Which of course has many positives.
I can hear you. I can hear you because I don't know. You're not like you usually do when you're shouting and yelling at Harry on Sundays at Montecito Manor. You should be talking like that. Raise your voice a little.
Which also compels us to better understand how digital violence against children is manifesting itself in this age.
Yeah, the digital violence is whoever came up with the idea with that filter for your face. That is digital violence.
At the Archewell Foundation, we engage with young people, families, and experts worldwide, learning how every aspect of a child's life, from their livelihood to their physical and mental well-being, now operate within an online economy that has the power to both shape and misshape our connections.
Was this written by Kamala Harris? I was so traumatized by Kamala Harris. I know, Meghan, I cheated on you with Kamala, but it was for a good cause. Now you can enjoy Trump as your president, and we will be talking about that as well. We're gonna be my digital worlds will collide in the next topic, but right now let's stay on this video analysis.
While the online world can help develop strategies to protect children from violence, it also introduces new risks, such as from individuals who exploit gaps in outdated legal systems.
Oh, and you love to exploit gaps in legal systems, even if you lose sometimes, or maybe most of the time.
Which often don't account for today's digital realities. We know that supporting parents is essential in reducing digital violence against children. That's why earlier this year, we launched the Parents Network, a support network for families dealing with online harm.
Yeah, the best approach would be to limit the access to the internet and children, and make sure to speak to children about the risks of the use of of the internet by all measures. And well, sometimes could be hard if only one family does it while every other family does it. But you have to start with your own family. You cannot say that, okay, this is something that's not something that I can do because every other child has access to social media. Maybe my child will not. But this is something that you have to think about. You have to focus on this because it is critical. Children should not have access to social media and just limited access to the internet.
Through trauma-informed practices, we help parents come together to forge strong bonds, offering healing support through community with the ultimate goal of prioritizing safety at the source.
In all cases, this is fair. This is good. This is nice. This is a nice. This is something good. They are doing something good for a change because if they are pushing this is the way that you can push it into many families at once. The question is if families are going to listen to a pair of grifters, because your credibility also counts about that. Your credibility matters in this stuff.
Parents from the Parents Network are sharing their personal stories about their families' experiences with you all this week. We hope their voices and message will reaffirm this room's commitment to taking a clear-eyed approach to the reality of violence targeting children in this digital age. The stories have helped us to understand that as we better equip parents and caregivers and work to establish norms around the use of and access to technology as they relate to preventing violence, we must also commit to establishing standards that prioritize children's safety.
That is sound, okay? That's what I tell you. Sometimes people that you don't like say things that make sense. And the last, I'm going to say it. The last 15 seconds of Megan talking makes sense. But the right thing to do. I haven't lost my edge. This is something that, of course, they are reading from a script that somebody wrote for them. That's why Megan has those lost eyes. You can even see the teleprompter in the reflection of her eye. But it's something that they are maybe doing the right thing. But again, effing grifters.
Young people are calling for help. Families are desperately seeking support.
This is our reality.
They are urging us to leverage the resources in this room to confront the new
which room? The room that we are in?
Reality our youth are facing. We look forward to the actions and outcomes of the discussions that will take place here in Colombia, and are grateful for the leadership, expertise, and testimonies that will come together in this room to address all forms of violence targeting the most vulnerable in our world.
Okay, that is fine, I guess. I'm not gonna complain about all that.
Thank you again for your commitment to preventing violence against children, both offline and online. Together, we can harness this moment to drive lasting change.
Maybe this is a turning point for the Harles. You think that this could be a turning point for them? You can, since they are finally speaking common sense, we can give them a chance, not to coming back to the royal fold on all that. I don't think that Harry is enjoying this. Maybe Harry, are you okay? But let me see. All right, Harry looks like he's a bit uncomfortable. Oh, Harry, are you okay? All right, I don't think Harry is okay. But he has always been a bit awkward. Maybe he knows that he has to do something for the children. But the problem is that so far they have messed up so bad. I've yet to catch up on everything that is going on with the Harles. But again, this is on paper nice, but the implementation is, of course, totally stiff. And your record of attacking your families, both of your families, and people with principles, people with values and principles and values in general, they absolutely do not help. You want to look like you are the brand new couple brand new activist couple. How long this will last, I don't know, because you have to make money as well. This doesn't make you money, or at least not that I know. I still was thinking that that support from multimillionaires that I was talking at some point, I should do some research again on that. But again, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. In this comeback of the Royal Rogue that I will be publishing again. This is on the Jesus Enrique Rosas show, and I will be uploading all these clips to my Royal Rogue channel, and eventually doing videos for my Royal Rogue channel as well. Again, Royal Rogue is making a comeback, and we also need to talk about this, let's say, this collision between my digital universes. I've been focused on the US elections for, well, more than 3 months now. Yeah, more than 3 months, like 4 months now. And but since Harry and Meghan have been a bit silent for all this time, and especially after Donald Trump was effectively pronounced the next president of the United States, you know that Harry is in deep trouble. In many ways, we know that he had this issue with his visa, which was covered by the Biden administration. That's when we need to talk about politics as well. They did not want, the stigma of the drug use, of whatever he said on his spare book, that all the ayahuasca trips, the mushrooms, the Maria, all of that he claims that he did. And if he declared it on his whatever was his visa application when he entered the United States, when he became a legal resident of the United States, and if he lied with that application, it means that he committed a crime, and he can be deported on those terms. Now that would mean that he would be deported back to the UK, and many people in the UK do not want that. But again, I don't think that, as I've told you in today's show, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump has way many other issues that are way more important than whatever Harry did on his application. Harry is essentially harmless, but at the same time, you know that Tom Homan has said that he's going to be really rough on drug trafficking and all that means whatever has that a connection to that. And it's not that Harry is a drug trafficker. He is not, or I guess he is not, and nobody is claiming that. But if you lie about your use or abuse of some substances before coming into the United States, that is not a good example. It's not a good example for kids, that's for sure. You're talking about kids' safety online. And when kids find out that you tried so many things, well, it's not a good look. Again, I always believe that everybody has the opportunity to redeem themselves. Harry has the opportunity to redeem himself. Even Meghan, to this point, I don't think that's not gonna happen. But who knows if this change, and when we say change, we have this allegedly Queer Lips of Truth 2 breaking news. The Duchess Meghan Markle and staff wept uncontrollably when real Donald Trump won the election. I would not be surprised. This is allegedly, but I would not be surprised because, well, them being from California, Kamala Harris being from California, being, the type, Meghan Markle, biracial, Kamala Harris, biracial. My guess is that, she was really identified with the upcoming first woman female president of the United States, which never happened. Donald Trump has done it twice. It's heartbreaking. There is also fear about clown Prince Harry, but he thinks his father military friends may be able to protect him from deportation. And no, I don't think the king will be able to protect him from U.S. law, because Harry is essentially overseas. It's not like he could do. The king could do anything about that. I think since 1776, the British Crown can't do anything about the United States. That's for starters. There are also discussions that to protect himself, Clown Harry may apply for U.S. citizenship. Downside here is that he would be required to give up his princely title and dukedom to be a naturalized citizen. Well, I don't know. People will still, even if Harry became a U.S. Citizen, of course it's obvious that people would still call him Prince Harry. And the Prince Harry will also have some reports that I don't wanted to mention now. I'm just going to mention them passingly because they have to do with the Diddy tapes. Maybe that is the reason why Meghan was crying. And if the Diddy tapes claims that we have heard in the past couple days that are really, I would say that dark, are real about some prince involved, it's going to be bad. We already know that both the Epstein files and lists are going to be released. The Diddy tapes are going to be released. That will be really bad for Harry. That will essentially destroy whatever is Harry right now, whatever he stands for. And that would be, I have to say this. So many of you are fans of the royal family and support the royal family, but that smear will even smear the royal family indirectly. It's not that the royal family has anything to do with that. Harry has always, through all this time, been a grown man. He might have made mistakes, crazy mistakes. By the way, I don't know with the Epstein files, we don't know what we could find about Prince Andrew. We know that Prince Andrew effectively hang out with Epstein and so many times. And we don't know how bad this could go. This could be bad, both for Harry, both for Prince Andrew and the royal family. But especially, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that this is gonna be especially bad for Harry. Especially because at this point, Prince Andrew is not that interested in, public life or being a beacon of anything. But Harry still wants to be, the whole Archewell enchilada being with Meghan, the trips being Temu royals in some way. That is not going to work if a scandal really breaks out with all this stuff. And it is going to break out. We don't know what is going to happen. Mr. Motornerd has a point. We will not see the complete lists, maybe or maybe not. I don't know how would that work, by the way. Like 3-letter agencies have this huge power and grasp on the deep state. I know I'm going full Alex Jones right now, but you know how it is. If they have survived so long, it's not because plain fair. But if Harry is involved in any of this, and if Harry is affected by any of this, it's not gonna be like a bit affected or no. It's gonna be like it's gonna be a complete meltdown. Again, I don't wish ill upon anybody. I just hope that everybody gets what they deserve and what they work for the plus side, on the positive, or on the negative side, whatever it happens. So I don't know how are they going to deal with that. How is today's? Oh my God! Today we covered so many topics, 2 hours and 10 minutes. This is the thing. There's so many things that we could be talking about in this shows. Again, the Jesus Enrique Rosas show. I could be talking about so many things. Of course, we see all these hot topics in terms of politics. I am still learning learning the ropes in terms of U.S. politics. I will be talking about that. I see so many of you interested in what is going to happen. How is the world going to be fixed? Because we cannot turn a blind eye to what's going on in the United States, in the UK, in Canada, and the rest of the world. We cannot turn a blind eye. And I think I can work to make the difference. And you can help me make that difference. Just being here, just supporting, just hitting like, subscribe to my channel, and make sure that you tune in every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. It should be like 5 p.m. London. And should be like what? Like 8 a.m. Pacific Time, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really know about. Well, it's 12 p.m. Eastern Time with the Jesus Enrique Rosas show, and this is gonna be my home from now on. And as soon as I finish this live stream, by the way, I will record an exclusive video for my members of. If you're a member of on YouTube, member, you can be a subscriber. You can also be a member on YouTube. Or you can be a member on X or on Locals. And no matter of where you are a member of my channel, you will have access to this exclusive and secret video tips. I'm going to record that as soon as I finish here. Let me see you. There's one super chat today. One super chat. All right. JG. People like this leaving the country and not having kids is actually great for us. Not one is going to be brokenhearted to see them go. Yeah, people that are self-deporting. That is net positive because that makes the process easier. Again, this is not being cold-hearted. I believe that every country should pursue the well-being of its citizens first and foremost. And once the well-being of its citizens is taken care of, then you can help other countries, and maybe you can accept some immigration if they come legally, if they come with the law, if they come to be a net positive for the country. It's just fair for everybody in every country, no matter which country you are from. But this is what I stand for, and I know that so many of you find it to be common sense as well. But my body language buddies, you're still my body language buddies. This is a Jesus Enrique Rosas show, but you're still my body language buddies. I don't know how to say goodbye to that. You have been that so lovely through how much time, how long have we been here? 4 years, almost 4 years. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. I'm the Roger Rogue and your host of this lovely show. Thanks to you. Remember the most important words: much love and bliss. Take care and be safe. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.